49ers Ultimate Report. This is Jon Jay, your 49ers reporter, opinionist, analyst, and die-hard fan. Welcome to another episode of the 49ers Ultimate Report. I am Jon Jay. And before we jump into the episode, I want to give a major shout out to those who have helped me grow this channel. You guys have been a part of this great journey just like I have. And I never forget all the great subscribers, all my great members, all those who have donated, even those that I've given back with my giveaways. This is a community channel. The 49ers Ultimate Report is the community channel just for you guys. So I want to say thank you very much, especially all of my other NFL fans who follow me as well. I really enjoy this journey with you guys as we talk 49er football. So today we're going to do something a little bit more different. It's been a while since I've had an interview, a one-on-one interview with just a wonderful guest on, just talking football in general. And of course, it is Niners and Vikings week. But this is not going to be my usual 49ers debate opponents or my 49ers preview opponents. But I want to introduce this guest. I've been following this guest for quite a while. And as my commitment to this channel, as I said, I've had touchdowns and tight ends, the wonderful ladies of touchdowns and tight ends. I've had also She Has Sports. And as I mentioned, the ladies know their football. So let me give you a quick introduction. So she has a YouTube channel. She talks Minnesota Vikings. Let's bring in my next guest. How are you doing? Her channel is Hip Lady, also known as Jade. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for the introduction. Yep, I got a little YouTube channel over there and a Twitter handle too of the same name, a hip lady. Check it out. But also my name is Jade too. But yeah, I'm excited to be on and I'm excited for this game this week. Both teams 5-5. So thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's always great to have, guests on, but at the same time, I always remind my great viewers, even the ladies, they know their football as well. But just like always, just like we always, jump in. I want to welcome a hip lady, also known as Jade. Talk about yourself. Who are you? What do you do on your channel? Let the fans know who you are.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I talk Minnesota Vikings mainly. So I've kind of floated around with a few different names. I was Skeptical Scholar Jade for a minute, just because I think it kind of describes me as a fan as well. But yeah, I go by a hip lady. And then I also talk about Minnesota Timberwolves, touch on the Wild a little bit too. But I've been doing the channel for a couple of years now. It came after I was entered in this local sports broadcaster idol contest, which I ended up taking top 4. And then the contest got abruptly canceled. But then people are like, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. And ever since then, I've just been mainly talking Viking stuff. And yeah, that's what I do over there.
Yeah.
So swing on through.
Yeah. So basically, check out her channel. She knows what she's talking about. She also talks, as she mentioned, Minnesota Timberwolves, so if you like those teams or you just want to hop on and check out her stuff, that's a good channel to hop on.
Yeah.
So let's say hello to the 49ers Ultimate Report community. And this is my resident Bears fan, Jonath. How are you doing, man? How are you doing? I know that they lost a tough one against the Ravens, but what's up, my boy? I want to say hello to another 49er content creator. His name is CG Ruthless Sports. What's up? How are you doing?
What's up, everybody?
All right. We have Travis Johnson. I think this is the first time it says no show today. Yeah, we started a little bit late, but it happens. And it's my boy Tommy Huxley. My Joker. How are you doing? Let's not read that comment.
That's all right. They happen.
Of course, this is my homeboy, my boy from Utah. He's a 49er fan, my boy David. Of course, it's Niners all day.
Oh, what's up, David?
It's my boy Jay Mouse, another local guy from the Bay Area. How are you doing?
Hey, Jay
Mouse, also with the best. It's Niners all day. All right.
Oh, I'm seeing that a lot.
Yeah, Tommy Huxley, again, what is funny, I think he says Kirk Cousins was overpaid.
Oh, that's a good name. I have not seen that one. Yeah, I agree.
We have another Bears fan. This is TOP. How are you doing, man? Like I said, I have so many from other NFL communities.
I love it.
J Mouse says, hip hip lady prayers Everson Griffin. So I must have
Oh,
missed something. I must have missed something.
yeah. If you want to touch on that, we can definitely do
Mhm.
that if you want.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, everyone, giving the shout out to everybody. Tommy the all right, Tommy. All right, all right.
Tommy with the takes there.
Yeah, Tommy,
With the
this
quick
guy,
takes.
he's a good dude. He's a good dude. All right,
Yeah, no, it's fun. Everybody having fun in the
all
chat.
right. Let's actually start off with this because I did not know this about J Mouse about Everson Griffin. You can actually tell me because I actually don't know what happened. I think I'm late to the party. So what happened to Everson Griffin?
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, kind of right before we came on here, but it's an ongoing situation. As of this morning, about 3 a.m., cops were called to Everson Griffin's home here in Minnesota. He posted some Instagram stories. I think it was on Instagram. There was a firearm involved, and he kind of was asking for help and stuff. And last time I checked, police are on the scene. They have been on the scene. Mental health professionals also on the scene as well. Minnesota Vikings have released a statement. And also head coach Mike Zimmer did talk about it a little bit this morning, very briefly. So ongoing situation over there, but scary.
Yeah, I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
But I hope everything is okay with them. As I
Yeah.
mentioned, we've talked about mental illness here with the Richard Sherman situation earlier in the off season.
Yeah.
He was always a high character guy, and there was a lot of weird things that never added up to Richard Sherman as well. So hopefully, everything
Yeah.
is okay with them because. Like I said, hey, when it comes to that, I suffer from mental illness as well, but
Yeah.
I never let it, define, my life. But I
Yeah.
understand that it happens. It happens.
It's important. Yeah. And, Everson has had struggles, kind of before this as well. So hopefully, again, they just figure it out safely. He gets all the help and, all the good vibes, obviously to him and his family and, everybody involved.
Mm-hmm. So now J Mouse is saying Timberwolves passed on
Oh,
Steph.
Minnesota sports teams have a problem. I'm gonna hope though that they got the good one with Anthony Edwards. So I'm gonna just cross my fingers because he's been looking pretty good. So
yeah, yeah. So you
yeah.
can see a lot of comedy in the chat, but
No, I love it. Yeah, no, I love it.
yeah. All right, so let's start off the show now. Well, we talk about some news, so let's get to know our guests. As always, we want to know who our guests are, who hops on the 49ers Ultimate Report. So you can talk about yourself, where you're from, anything you want to share to the fans. But you can also tell us how you became a Minnesota Vikings fan.
All right. Yeah. Well, my name is Jade. I live in Minnesota, born and raised here. So basically, born purple. So that's how I became a Vikings fan. Been a fan my entire life. I'll let you gauge the range on how long that's been, but over 30 years. So been a Vikings fan my whole life. My family very much into sports too. Always remembered like watching games every Sunday and Timberwolves also. And as far as me, I love the animals. I love like the peace plants. I know like YouTube doesn't like that very much, so I'm not going to really, go too far there. As far as my job goes, it's kind of involving that as well. And I've just really enjoyed being on the YouTube channel. I started live streaming the games now. So I live stream all the Vikings games and I really, really enjoy that. And I don't know, nothing. I feel like I'm kind of boring, honestly. But speaking of comedy, it's been a few years, but I've done stand-up comedy. I did that for years. I did insult comedy for years. A unique thing about me, I guess, I worked at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival also for quite a few years as well. So that was fun if anybody's familiar with like Renaissance festivals. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of boring. I want a Super Bowl for the Minnesota Vikings. And I feel as if I'm a fan that needs to hold this team accountable And sometimes people can label me as like negative, but I just want them to win the big one. They've yet to do it. I want to see it happen.
Yeah, I know. First of all, as a 49er fan, we've been blessed with 5 Super Bowls, but my generation, we've seen 2 Super Bowls. We've seen 2 Super Bowls, and we've lost those Super Bowls, and we're not going to talk about that anyway. So,
but you made it. You made it there.
We made it.
I guess the Vikings have made it to 4, but that was before my time. So,
yeah.
But still.
Let's see. J Mouse, he says, get ready for Nick Bosa. Are you worried about Nick Bosa?
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me some more here? I think he's going to be matched up against Christian Darrisaw, I believe, which is he's a rookie. So I think I could be wrong there, but Bosa's a beast here, right? I mean, what else? What do we got to know here? Nervous about it.
It is true. Nick Bosa is a beast, and I am probably one of the maybe like less than 1% of 49er fans that did not want him. But now look at me. I like Nick Bosa, and the Bosas. I don't know what they have, but just like my friends tell me, hey, he might be like that X-Men character made of like steel. So maybe that's why.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then how many years has he been in the league? I'm unfamiliar.
Basically, this is his 3rd season.
Okay.
Last year, of course, the ACL, and he had a really great rookie year. So.
Okay. And then he had an injury last year that took him out? Oh, okay. So coming off an injury here. All right.
Yeah. And it's not just a normal, it was an ACL injury.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yep.
Great. All right.
Oh, man. That should be that. I'm excited for this game, though. I think it's going to be a really good one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. J Mouse, I think, has a question. Did you work for the Timberwolves? And he puts LOL.
No, I wish.
Yeah,
they got a big game tonight too. Former Minnesota Timberwolf Jimmy Butler's in town. They're hosting the Miami Heat. So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. J Mouse, watch out for Trent Williams, the guy that rejected a trade to the Vikings. I don't know if that's true. I do not know if that's true.
What?
I don't know.
I mean, I'll believe Jay. Gonna have to believe Jay on that one. All right. I got my notes right next to me here. I should be taking notes here from your chat.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Jonah says, what's up? How you feeling today?
Hey, Jonah, what's up?
Yeah. All right. Tommy says, John, ask my question. LOL. What is your question? Rewrite your question. Let's see what Tommy's question is. Oh, I think he was talking about this one. Have you seen the movie Jay? Question mark. LOL.
Is that the one with No, I haven't seen it. Who's in it though? Who's in it?
Yeah.
Because my name, oddly enough, I was named after. Weirdly enough, both of my parents came up with the idea for the name Jade before they talked about it, and it actually stems from, oddly enough, Mick Jagger's daughter. Because my parents super huge Rolling Stones fans. So, yeah.
All right.
Anyway. No, I haven't seen it. What is it about it? I need to look it up.
Let's see. All right, Jay, did you see after the game Pizza Ranch Robot Boy was driving home, saw a Vikings fan bus. He pulled it to honk his horn and gave it a thumbs up, LOL. Thank you very much. I don't know who this user is, but it's the first time.
That's one of my subscribers, Corey C-Mac. Thanks for hopping on, Corey. Yeah, I did see that after the game this last week. There was a video went around of Pizza Ranch Boy, aka Kirk Cousins. He was driving, and then he saw like a Vikings bus of fans, and he kind of like drove by and like honked his horn. It was, so that's cool. Good for them. So.
Let's see. Tommy says it's a movie from 1996.
Oh, no. Tommy, I have not seen that movie. I'll have to look at it. Who's in it? I'll have to look it up.
All right, let's go and let's talk about some topics to talk about because the chat is getting funny. All right, so let's talk some Minnesota Vikings. So your team is 5-5, after 10 games, I don't know what your expectations or most Vikings fans thought. First, tell us about this 5-5 start. Did you think the Vikings had some, good expectations? Were there any positives of this year, Are there negatives of this year? Are there any top performers? So just in general, like when it comes to
a lot of stuff going on. Yep.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I did a little predictions like all like people are want to do, right? So I picked the team to go 7-10 the entire season. I was not expecting much. It tends to be a purple cluster. They have won 2 games. It's 2 games though. It's 2 games. And the Vikings, they've done this before. They've done this before where they start off terrible or, they're playing terrible. And then, they get your hopes up a little bit. They get your hopes up only and then to fall flat. So it's 2 games. I need to see more. I'm happy with what I've seen these last 2 games. But I didn't expect them to go anywhere. And at this point in time, I'm still convinced with this team that there would be no playoff talk happening at all if there wasn't that extra playoff spot, if there wasn't that 7 seed. And it's been, the headless horseman has been waiting the call for Mike Zimmer's head before these last 2 weeks. So it's been a bit of a mess. I like what I've seen, but I'm staying in my realistic realm. I live in the realistic realm when it comes to the purple. So I'm staying here. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I need to see more. And I mean, there's a lot of things. I do like the utilizing Justin Jefferson more, though. I like that, especially for the Vikings offense to go kind of against the run because they're a very run-dominant offense, and they have been. Obviously having Dalvin Cook, I understand that, but it's like you got a new star on your offense. So I like that they've been utilizing Justin Jefferson some more.
Cool. So C Mac Attack 34. Hey, JJ, I am Corey. Nice to meet you. I subscribe to your page. Thank you very much, Corey. Nice to meet you. And you're always welcome on the 49ers Ultimate Report, even though we may not talk about the same team, but this is what my channel is about. It's a community channel, bringing fans together, not just 49er fans. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm not gonna.
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. When it came to the Vikings, that division is like a head scratcher. Besides the Detroit Lions, Anyway, let's not talk about them for the moment.
I'm starting to feel bad for the Lions. Oh, yeah.
Not me. I do not feel bad for the Lions. Let's just say that they have some fans who really enjoy speaking up a little bit too much. But the Bears, that was a question mark right there because I did not know how that quarterback situation. And when it came to the Vikings, I was like, oh yeah, the Green Bay situation. Aaron Rodgers. Doing what he did in his first press conference. After a long offseason, I said maybe the Vikings could be a team that we should, so I basically said that they could be, probably in the top, second or first place. But I don't know what happened this year. Like I looked at their numbers, their defense, and I've been saying this for a while. They're not that same defense they had just a few years ago. So
no,
but that offense is scary. Like Dalvin Cook, I know a lot of people make fun of me, but I think Dalvin Cook is probably one of the best running backs right behind Derrick Henry. He doesn't get a lot of respect, so I always give him the respect. Justin Jefferson, man.
Yeah.
I still don't know what to say. He's good. That's all I'm going to keep it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the sky's the limit for Justin Jefferson. I do think that Dalvin Cook has regressed, definitely. And I think he's kind of dealing with a little bit of an injury. I don't know if it's like a knee or something. I mean, obviously, he's still a great player. And the Vikings defense, they're obviously not the same like Mike Zimmer Vikings defense that they once were. They have a lot of really core players that are still there. But I think a problem too is like they're quote unquote like old for the league and they're playing a lot too. They've been playing a lot. Like the Minnesota defense has been on the field and they're getting tired like towards the end of the game really because they've been on the field a lot. So.
All right. I have to ask this question. Jay says, hip lady, if Justin Jefferson does the gritty in the end, so I will be mad. Yeah, because he always does that dance.
He does. Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, like I'm not a huge fan of the dance in itself. I'm a fan of Justin Jefferson, but I don't know why it's a little cringe to me, but I mean, look out. And I think that's going to be, I mean, obviously, that's a key piece to the Vikings offense. There's other things though, but I mean, shutting out Justin Jefferson, but then you got to look out for Adam Thielen too, KJ Osborne and Tyler Conklin as well. They're ones to look out for as well, but yeah, look out for that gritty dance in the end zone. Probably will happen.
Tommy Huxley says, can the Vikings defense stop Deebo Samuel? Have you watched Deebo Samuel? And what are your thoughts?
Okay, I haven't watched a lot, but I have heard a lot that they're so okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is he technically a running back that is being used as a wide receiver, or vice versa, or all of the above?
Yeah, so Deebo Samuel is our Swiss Army knife. Like another player we're talking about, Kyle Juszczyk. He was a fullback, but he could do it all. So he's become that Swiss Army knife. And one of the reasons why we've been using him is Elijah Mitchell has been dealing with injury the last couple of weeks. So Jeff Wilson Jr. and Trey Sermon, for some reason they're not having a good season. Jeff Wilson Jr. is coming off a meniscus tear and a surgery. So Deebo, has to be that extra running back, but he's a really fast guy. He's so fast. I don't know what he does, but no matter what anyone tries to do, like this guy is just a beast. So
I think he might be a problem. I think he might definitely be a huge problem, especially to the defense is already banged up. So I mean, Eric Kendricks, Harrison Smith, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. For sure.
Let's see. Jay says Ayuk.
Better than Justin Jefferson. I mean, Justin Jefferson's still only in year 2. I mean, he looks pretty good for year 2. I mean, he's already getting Randy Moss comparisons. I mean, he's not there yet, but
let's see. Crazy Jews, a good friend of mine. How are you doing, man? He says 49ers 27, Vikings 20.
Oh, it's gonna be a close one.
Yeah.
And I mean, the 49ers have been your guys' last few games, you've been blowing them out by more than just a couple. Like the Vikings, they've won these games just by a couple here. So
yes, I agree with my boy Jay Mouse. Deebo is the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Wow, strong take there, Jay.
I'm a little bit biased. I love the 49ers.
Yeah,
I'm biased.
that's all right. I feel it.
I'll watch Justin Jefferson. I'll see what he does before I'll make my thoughts on that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch, and to watch the quarterback matchups too between these two quarterbacks here as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about something that everyone's been talking about for several years now. I want to ask a Vikings fan on this Kyle Shanahan and Kirk Cousins. So I want to know what your thoughts about that. Do you guys want Kirk Cousins, or did you guys want him to go with Kyle Shanahan? So I want to know a Vikings fan's thoughts on this Kyle Shanahan and Kirk Cousins relationship, because a lot of people were saying that's who he wanted to be a 49er quarterback. So what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. How much time do we have? I have plenty of thoughts. I mean, I've been very vocal about that. I have been saying send Kirk back to his bestie. Kyle and Kirk can reunite, go ahead. And I have said time and time again, a full-on swap for Kirk Cousins with Jimmy G. I would have been down for that. I don't even think that the Vikings should have signed Kirk Cousins. I think it's part of the Case Keenum curse that is happening with the Vikings. I think he's overpaid. And then they extended him again. And before Kirk even came to the Minnesota Vikings, he was apparently this missing piece. He hadn't even won a playoff game, and he was sitting at 8-8. So I think the Vikings, I said it at the time, and I'm saying it now, they got bamboozled signing him, and then they extended him. So, I mean, if Kirk can stay, would you guys want to swap? Kirk can stay. We could take Jimmy G, just do a little swabsies. And, Kirk has been playing well these last couple of games, but I've never been a Kirk believer. And he's lacking that cutthroat edge to me. He's not very mobile, and I just think he's also been kind of selfish. There was an opportunity for him to negotiate his contract, to possibly make more money for the offensive line, and he refused to do that. So I'm not a huge Kirk fan, I'll say that.
Yeah, Tommy Huxley, the match of overpaid quarterbacks. I agree.
No. Yeah.
I agree.
I feel as if for a lot of you felt the same, maybe the same sentiments with Jimmy G. Or else I'm wrong, maybe.
Man, I am still mad that John Lynch gave him that contract, because he only had 7 games. And yes, he was 7-0, but even in those 5 games in 2017, he was not worth the money. But, John Lynch says when you find a quarterback, you sign him. It doesn't matter what the cost is. And this question right here, apparently he's a Packers fan. And as
Oh,
I
he's a
mentioned,
Patriots fan.
oh yeah, Patriots, my bad.
Oh,
Patriots. Yeah, and I never liked Jimmy Garoppolo because the style that he played in college, was very different when he went to the Patriots, and when he came to the Kyle Shanahan, system, it was not a pure fit. But when you had Hoyer, Beathard as your quarterbacks, anyone, even Jimmy Garoppolo, was going to look really better. So for a while, we were like, all right, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's the future.
Yeah.
He's going to be a guy for us. And unfortunately, we paid him all the money. It's like my boy Tommy says, overpaid, been injured this year. He's had his ups and downs, and it shows you why we drafted Trey Lance for a reason. Is that
Minnesota boy, Trey Lance. Yeah. Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, I like Trey Lance, and I know he didn't play the past season because of 2020, but in 2019, they were saying that Trevor Lawrence were going to be battling out if Trey Lance would ever had that extra season to start. So Trey Lance, he's going to be a really good quarterback for us, and it is true. I tell people you need a quarterback that is able to maneuver in the pocket, and I've said this like a million times already, but you do need a quarterback that's able to move around. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a pocket quarterback. I will give him his respects.
Yeah.
But I never liked them, in my opinion. So
it seems like we have the same feelings kind of towards our quarterback.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And then also, here's something very funny that I did some research. Yeah, the Shanahans drafted Kirk Cousins in the 4th round the same year they had RG3, but Kyle never coached them in a regular season game. He only worked with them in the practices. So it's so funny how when Kirk Cousins took over the starting job in 2015, he before that in 2014 he was with the Cleveland Browns, and then he was a coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons when Kirk Cousins took over the reins in Washington. So it's kind of funny how if he really wanted him so bad, but I still like Trey Lance a little bit more than Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would rather have him as well. And yeah, the Vikings had opportunities to get Justin Fields and Mac Jones, and they failed to do so, which I guess leads that they're all in with Kirk still. And I have my feelings about that and about the general manager and all that stuff too. But so.
All right, Jay Mouse. Okay, I think where he's going. Of 2019 playoffs.
Yeah, wasn't that one of the last times that they played, I think, right? The NFC divisional round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was January. Yeah, there was a loss. I think I have it actually written down in my notes. I think it wasn't that 27-10 loss.
Yep.
Yeah. Not a good memory.
Not a good memory. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, for a 49er, it was a great memory.
Right. Yeah. No, for Vikings fans, not so much. Yeah. And I think the last time too, I have this weird note written down that the Vikings are trying to get to above 500, and for the first time since they last played San Francisco. Weird little note there. But yeah. Yeah.
All right. So would you have taken Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance? No.
Ooh.
No. Listen. Mac Jones is basically a prototypical system quarterback that's a good pocket quarterback. And I like Trey Lance. And it's basically this is who I put on my list. Trey Lance. Then I would have put Zach Wilson because I think Zach Wilson is who Kyle really wanted. And then Trevor Lawrence. I had nothing disrespect about Justin Fields, and I had Mac Jones at the bottom. I actually had Kyle Trask better than Mac Jones. It showed you that, Kyle Trask.
Where did Zach Wilson land?
Before us. He went to the Jets.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And basically, I saw the SEC championship game with Florida and Alabama, and Trask is a better mobile guy, but he's still a pocket quarterback. And Mac Jones shotgun and throws the ball when he was in Alabama. So you see the different types of skill levels, but you do need a quarterback, but Mac Jones is going to have a decent career, probably be always an average quarterback. As long as Bill Belichick is there, they're going to be winning football games.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's a key piece there.
Yeah, long term. Yep. I did not want Mac Jones. And I was a little bit biased. I say that. Jay also, no, I never wanted. He calls him McDonald Jones.
McDonald's Jones. That's funny.
Yeah, let's see. Tommy says you guys should have stayed at home. That division.
Oh, yeah, probably should have. Probably the team probably would have enjoyed that a lot more. Ah!
Yep. Let's see. This game Sunday will be closer than the 2019 playoff game. Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll be closer. I mean, I hope so. I mean, the Vikings, that's a thing though that the Vikings do. They always make you wait until the very, very end. The very, very end. They always keep it close. They can never go for the jugular and like pack on the points. That's a purple problem.
All right. I have to ask this question because I have some Cardinal fans. That game against the Cardinals, what happened on that kick?
That was. I mean, I think the typical Vikings fan response to me would be that we have kicker curse going on here. You know, miss the kick, and that's right. That's what happened. I think right, miss kick on that one. Yep. I'm pretty sure. And then that's kind of what's been happening with Greg Joseph. Just the other day, he missed a PAT, and then he ended up making the field goal at the end to win the game. So. Kicker woes. They're always an issue. And I think with the kickers too, I think it's something there. It's just because they're so, mechanical that it's just like one little thing. I don't know. It's gotta be the pressure getting in there. I don't know. It was a mess.
All right. So now let's talk some 49ers because now it's, of course, the Niners. We also have to talk about the 49ers. I have a lot to talk about the 49ers, but as a Vikings fan, what do you know about the 49ers?
What do I know about the 49ers? Kyle Shanahan, that maybe Kirk Cousins wanted to go there. Jimmy G has been getting some flack here. You guys are on a little bit of a winning streak. You won a few by numerous points. And I don't remember if Jimmy G was injured this year because Trey Lance was playing or if Lance is injured now or what's going on there. Yep. And as far as I know with the 49ers right now is that it's kind of between the 49ers, the Vikings, and I think the Who Cares, aka the Who Dat Saints for this last playoff spot here. So they're kind of on the up and up is what I know. Yeah, Tell me about it.
All right. So so this is the 49ers just to summarize it because there's a lot to say.
Okay.
So basically entering the offseason, there was a lot of questions about the quarterback, position, our salary cap, and how we're going to structure the team. And they were trying to do a Super Bowl, bring all the players back. Didn't work out. In the offseason workouts, we lost one of our young safeties to an Achilles for the entire year. One of our offensive line players suffered an ACL during practice, so everything started to fall apart. So yeah. I talked about our running back situation. Jeff Wilson Jr. just stood up and suffered a meniscus tear, and he had to get surgery. So it was just weird.
Freak accidents going on.
All these weird things happening, and then the Niners got fined twice, about $100,000. So
for what? What were the fines for?
So basically, the rookies are not supposed to be, practicing, with pads on and helmets on. So that's illegal. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then of course, not properly protecting your players during the offseason workouts, and that was also a big issue. So the injuries, all the stuff that was going on. Then we get week 1, Mostert season-ending surgery. Jason Verrett out for the year with an ACL injury. So everything starts to fall apart.
What is with the ACL injuries over there? What is going on?
I believe, this is just my opinion, that crummy stadium. I am not a fan of Levi's.
The stadium.
I am not anyway. But people give me a hard time, but I don't like that stadium. So
well, I call the Viking Stadium the bird graveyard because, they built it in the flight migration pattern of birds. So it apparently kills a bunch of birds. So yeah.
So then our linebacker, Dre Greenlaw, gets surgery for, his groin 6 to 8 weeks. He's practicing. I don't know if he's going to be playing on this game. And then, of course, our safety, Jaquaski Tart, has been dealing with a turf toe, so it's not going away. So he's in and out of the lineup. So this Super Bowl idea was just nonsense.
Yeah.
Then Jimmy Garoppolo, shows why, we drafted Trey Lance for a reason.
Yeah.
And then he had a horrendous game against the Packers, a horrendous game. And then he gets hurt. Trey Lance comes in. Trey Lance then is inserted. This team was in so much of a disarray that I gave up hope on them after we were 3-5. I said, all right, this season is done. But then we won 2 games in a row. We always beat the Rams.
I was reading a little bit about that Shanahan just knows Sean, like, scheme in there or can read him or whatever. It's just like this winning ticket or something there.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And then, of course, then we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, they're a rebuilding team. So now we're 5-5. Yeah. So that's the 49ers in a nutshell. Just so much inconsistency. Our run defense is horrible. And then also, I'm not even done yet. Javon Kinlaw.
Wait, there's more. There's more.
Javon Kinlaw, who we had to, draft because we traded away DeForest Buckner. I missed DeForest Buckner.
Great name, too, by the way. Just a great name.
DeForest Buckner. Yes. And then so we had to get Javon Kinlaw, but he had knee issues when he was in college. And then after the season, then he had 3 procedures from after when the season ended all the way to the start of the regular season. They had to remove fluid, and then finally he just said, "You know what? Let me get the surgery." So
yeah, damn.
Something's in the water in Santa Clara. So
apparently, yeah. I thought the Vikings had some injuries and some things, but damn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's up, CG? He says, I expected a good show. It is a good show, CG. All right. So that's the 49ers in a nutshell. So
all right. I think these teams sound very similar, actually. There's a lot of similarities here.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities. Things being in disarray behind the scenes and a cluster. And the Vikings always talk about being in this, like, window of opportunity, too. And it's just like, where is this window? Kind of like how you were saying that they were trying to get, like, the 49ers trying to get that Super Bowl team back,
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, nice try.
Yeah. It's fun being the 49er fan.
It's fun being a Vikings fan. It's just, that's part of the fun, right? It's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the fun. Having an organization since 1999 has had 6 winning seasons and 16 losing seasons.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Vikings are always mediocre, so they always land in the middle. So that's a tough place to be too. It's frustrating.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Now let's talk about the game, on Sunday. Who you got?
Okay, and one thing, people on my channel know this, but obviously I don't think people on your channel know. I'm very much into astrology, so I like to look at the planetary placements and see what's going to happen, because you can kind of see the outcome of the game for the planets. So I haven't looked at that yet, actually. And this is a really tough one for me, honestly. This is so tough. I could see it going either way for the purple. I could see them holding their own, going in there, keeping up with this momentum that they've built. And the Vikings, and especially like Mike Zimmer in particular, they love being the underdog, loves loves coming in there. But it's a pretty close matchup. And I could also see them floundering. I could see them absolutely floundering, potentially losing Everson Griffin too on the defense. I think the defense is already beat up, and maybe losing him too. He's been playing a lot. I honestly, I don't know. I'm going to have to, do you want me to pick right now, or can I think about it for a couple of minutes, or what do you think?
Yeah, you could think about it. I don't do my prediction. I just wanted to know, as a fan, I know you want your Vikings to win. Of course, I was on the pick the Niners to win, but I don't do predictions. I just wanted to ask that question to be a little bit silly.
Oh no, it's all good. Like, I mean, I can definitely pick. I think it's going to be close. I do think it's going to be close. And like I said, especially with the Vikings. And I think if the Vikings do get the win, I think it's going to be, there's already so much Super Bowl talk going on right now, in Minnesota, the media and all that stuff. And it's just like, they've won 2 games. Want to see more? That'll be a third one. But I think it's going to be a good one. And I'm hoping that the Vikings, they show up. They don't fall flat.
All right. So I hope you enjoy the show, because now comes my favorite part of the show. Every time I have a guest on, and we talk football. It's my 2-minute drill. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different. So for my fans who have been watching me, all my guests on, we would do a 2-minute drill, and we would basically ask all the questions. But now we're gonna have the first part of the 2-minute drill, which is basically some NFL, questions about your team, and
Okay.
then we're gonna do a second part, getting to know our guests. So, are you ready to play?
Oh my gosh, I guess so. I'm ready. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
All right. So here comes my favorite segment when I have a guest on. It's called the 2-minute drill. Our guest answers very tough. I am just joking. Questions. All
my
right.
gosh. My
But
heart's
we're doing part one. So this is the inaugural of the part one and part two segment. All right. So we're gonna start over here. We're gonna talk about your team right now in this current moment. Is there a Vikings player that you really like, and and explain why you like that player?
Oh, man, there's a couple good ones. I think I'm gonna have to go with Eric Kendricks. Always solid, shows up every single game. He's been in the league. It shows. He's a clear leader. I always say he's always kind of coming in to clean up stuff with the defense, and continues game in, game out, no matter what's going on. And he really kind of had to, especially like wear the defensive hat when Harrison Smith was out for 2 games, and just all around good player, and always solid. Like you can always rely on Eric Kendricks, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For everyone who already knows, as I already say, my favorite current player is Fred Warner. I am a little bit biased because his father is a subscriber. So to Mr. Fred Warner
really?
Sr., your son's the best player right now on the team. So that's why I like Fred Warner. I also like George Kittle, but a little bit more biased towards Fred Warner. So that's
that's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
All right. Do you have a former Vikings or a retired Vikings player that you really like?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no question. Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Moss is over here. Randy?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Randy Moss, without a question. Straight cash, homie.
Let's see. Jay actually interrupts us with a question. Trading Andrew Wiggins, your thoughts?
That is so crazy. Every time somebody leaves Minnesota, they go shine. Andrew Wiggins was doing nothing here. So maybe it must be a Minnesota problem. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, I'm happy because I like them coming out of college, and now he's playing with the Warriors, so I'm a little bit happy. But we have a lot of players around him, so Wiggins doesn't have to carry the team. Like,
man, it is so Minnesota sports. Another a player goes away and they shine when they were struggling here.
All right, okay. If you were playing in the NFL, what position? Quarterback, running back, offensive line, on the defense, corner, linebacker?
Yeah, if I was playing, right? That's a really fun question because I think every position would be fun. I always thought that being like a safety or a corner would be really, really fun. Yeah. Especially making some tackles, getting in there. You get to, use your speed. I'm not very fast either. So I always think about practically how could I be like a best use? But I think being like a safety or a cornerback would be really fun.
You actually read my mind. I like the secondary safety corners. I played in high school for half a season, and I was on special teams, and they made me a wide receiver. I had no hands, but
I think a wide receiver would be fun too. Yeah. So, honorable mention.
All right.
That's cool.
All right. So that is the first part of the 2-minute drill. Now we're going to go to the second part of the segment. Part 2, we divided it up. So the 2-minute drill. So are you ready? This time we're going to get to know our guest, and the same thing applies. The 2-minute drill, part 2, guest answers really tough questions. Again, I am just joking.
I was like, I'm nervous again. All right, part 2.
All right. All right. Here's an easy question. So we'll start out with your favorite food. Very easy.
Ooh, my favorite food? I would have to say, nobody really cares. I'm vegan, but I would have to say ice cream, vegan ice cream, or even before I went vegan, ice cream, all the way. I have an ice cream problem. It's not a problem to me, but love it.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah. I'm half Italian, so I love pizza, but really good pizza.
Solid.
Yeah. New York style pizza to me. I eat it very simple, just with no toppings on it. I'm very basic, very simple.
Yep.
That's my favorite food. So yeah, all right, that's
Just
cool.
straight cheese and sauce.
Yep, very simple. That's how Jon Jay loves his pizza.
Love it. Keep it simple. Yeah.
Very simple. The simplest things are the best.
They are. And
Yeah.
that's when something's really good too, when you can make something like simple and make it taste amazing with only a few ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think you already answered, but I'm going to ask again. The second question is your desserts, and you already said ice cream. So
Ooh, yeah. Ice cream. I suppose I could give you like, I don't know, like I've been really like ice cream. Yeah. I mean, does that still count? I seriously have a sweets problem. I mean, I love sugar. Like I love like, cookies, like Oreos, all the things. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bag of cookies. There was like 20 little cookies in them, and I ate them all yesterday. They were Mexican wedding cookies. It's amazing. So like I have a sweet tooth. So anything really.
yeah, I am not a big dessert guy. Not a big dessert guy. So it's very sad for me that I don't have a sweet tooth. So darn.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, we could talk about food. I mean, I love chips too. Like I love like potato chips, any sort of chip. Oh my gosh, like all the way.
Yeah. Like I occasionally eat a little bit, but not. I wouldn't say I'm a big dessert person. I've had like ice cream. I've had like cakes and stuff. Not a big fan of them, but I've had them. But I'm more of a food person. I love cooking because I love to cook. So,
nice. Yeah, I don't like frosting either. Like I don't like frosting, so I don't really like cake either because I don't really like frosting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So the next question, of course, we love entertainment. TV, movies. So first part, do you watch a TV show? Is there a TV show you really like, or a type of TV genre, and also movies? Do you watch movies as well?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need more time because there's so much good stuff out there. Like there's so much good stuff I haven't watched. I know that I would love, but like as far as like TV shows, like Seinfeld, obviously, like love Seinfeld, absolutely love it, hilarious. And like I'm a huge fan. I'm like a huge fan of like mafia stuff, so I love Boardwalk Empire. Peaky Blinders is really amazing. As far as like movies go, I love the movie Gladiator. Love that movie. I think it's one of Russell Crowe's like best performances. I love Titanic. I swear I have this unique ability to relate anything to Seinfeld or Titanic. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I like it all.
Yeah. Like for me, I like the movies that have really good storylines. I also like a lot of like those war movies, historical stuff, historical stuff. Of course, they do change it a little bit more fictional. I love that stuff as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm a big fan for whatever the reason. The bad guys helping out the little guys for whatever the reason. And also my buddy in 2019 got me into the Chicago series, the Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, and the Chicago Medicine. So those are the shows typically that I would watch when I'm not talking or watching football stuff. Those
right on. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just watched I just watched the movie Good Burger the other day. I love that movie too. I mean, it's a classic. So love the comedies too.
Yeah. There's some comedy movies I watch. I'm not a big fan of the comedies, but yeah, I watch, I try to watch stuff, to see, if I like it. I try to give everything a chance. I watch one episode of a show to see if I will keep watching it. And then if I'm still watching it, then I say, all right, I have to save this, show, keep it, on the things that I love. So, yeah. I always try to
nice of you. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I would never like that. And I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Like Squid Games, everybody watched Squid Games and I probably would love it, but I'm just like, I'm not watching it because everybody else did. Even though I'd probably love it.
I know everyone's been talking about the Squid Games. I've watched the trailers of it. And I'm like, oh, basically it's just like it's a series of people trying to win money and keep killing people. So,
yeah. I mean, I think there's people watched it and loved it. So I'm sure I would too, but yeah, I don't know. There's part of me too, where it's like, if you tell me so many things, I'm not going to do it. And I've been trying to work my way through The Crown, season 3 of The Crown for a while. So, working my way through.
Yeah. All right. So the next question is, of course, everyone listens to music. Do you listen to music? Is there a band? What type of things do you listen to?
Yeah. Well, easy answer is classic rock. I mean, always been a classic rock fan. That's like number one. So obviously, like the Rolling Stones, they were just in Minneapolis, like I think end of October, like 3 weeks ago. Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, those are like my go-tos. It's definitely like classic rock, like Bob Seger, CCR, all those things. But I like to listen to new stuff too, but it's always kind of like by accident because I always just put my like radio or whatever on like classic rock. But obviously, I mean Prince, totally, hello. But I like the classic rock, but I like a little bit of everything too. I like listening to Lizzo, Outkast as well. Yeah, kind of all over. The only thing that I will say that I don't necessarily care for, and to each their own, is like pop country or like country. Like I like old school country, like Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, stuff like that. But everything else, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah. And then of course the bonus question, the final question is the easiest question. Let the fans know one last time who you are. Tell them where they can find you on YouTube, all your social media outlets. This is your time. This is your minute. Let the fans know one last time. What do you do? So this is your time.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Jade. My YouTube channel, Hip Hip Lady. And if anybody gets that reference too, just extra golf clap and kudos to you. I talk Minnesota sports, mainly Minnesota Vikings. I also respond to Jade, my name. And again, my YouTube channel, A Hip Hip Lady. That is also my Twitter handle. You can find me predominantly on Twitter and YouTube at A Hip Hip Lady as well. But stop on through. But thank you so much for having me on. It's been fun. Always like talking sports, especially Vikings football stuff. But yeah, swing on through.
Yeah. So remember, everybody, check her out. She is a hip lady on YouTube. She has, I think, like over 600 something subscribers, and she has really good content. I liked your content. I discovered you earlier in my journey, and for some reason, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a subscriber, so I really appreciate having your channel on.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on. You make great stuff. So anybody that's on from my channel, of course, subscribe. I think Corey did as well, so that's great. Yeah.
Well, with that said, everybody, the show has to come to an end, just like always. We can't be on here forever. But with that said, everybody, before we go, I want to say thank you very much. As always, you guys are always watching my stuff, commenting, leaving great questions. Shout out to all of my funny 49er fans with the funny humor, as always. And of course,
good chat, people.
Yeah, and then of course, any Vikings fans who also hopped on, thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully, whatever happens on Sunday, at the end of the day, I know you want your team to win. I want my team to win, but we'll find out on Sunday.
Yep.
But with that said, everybody, this guy right here is Jon Jay. The person over here, her name is Jade, a hip lady on YouTube. Check her out. But with that said, everybody, this is the 49ers Ultimate Report. You guys have a good rest of your day wherever you are across not just the Bay Area, but anyway. But like I said, 49ers, best team in the NFL, and it's Niners all day. All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.